Hi everyone, this is Sambhavi, and in today's video we're going to be talking about the power that knowing yourself gives you, okay? And before we get into that, I am really sorry about the fact that I have not been posting very well. My posting habits have become so inconsistent over the past 6 to 7 months, and I've been posting like once a month, but I'm sorry, I'm going to try to be more consistent. But summer vacation's coming up, so you can count on me for that. This is video proof of that. I will be posting every week throughout the summer vacation. I promise. I swear. Please believe me. Anyway, let's get right into this video. Let's go! Okay, so to begin with, the first thing we need to get out of the way in this video is all of the bad things that not knowing yourself brings to the table. So, when I was younger, I would get affected a lot with people saying bad things about me. Like, I would always find out through this third person that, oh, this person said this about you, this person's going around telling people that you're a bitch. Right now, I take being a bitch and being called a bitch as a huge compliment, okay? But when I was younger, I didn't really take it as a compliment, obviously because I was younger, more sensitive to everybody else's words. And I think a part of me being sensitive to what other people say is definitely because I did not know myself. And I've worked on it a lot. Like, it's taken me a very long time to get where I am today, and this is not the end of it. This is a long journey, and I'm going to be on this journey for a very, very long time because I love the idea of getting to know myself. I love the idea of being comfortable with who I am. So when I was younger, every time somebody would come up to me and say stuff like, "You're a bitch," I would literally just freeze. Or they would come up to me and tell me that you're annoying, you're exhausting. Like, I've had people tell other people that I am exhausting to talk to because I have a lot of energy. Those literal words, like the literal definition, like the literal words of this person, okay? And when somebody else came up to me and told me that this person said I am exhausting to talk to and that I'm annoying, I was hurt, genuinely, like, really, really hurt. Like, normally I would be hurt, anybody would be. So, I not say anything, I was like, oh, okay, that's fine. But then, that after that incident is when I actually started going on my journey of self-growth and self-discovery. And I realized that everybody else that has ever called me weird for my energy and has ever said that I have a little too much energy or I bring a lot into a room, I'm too loud or I'm too annoying, I'm too bubbly, whatever, they've always just hated the fact that I am so comfortable with who I am and that I am so happy with who I am and I know who I am. They've hated that about me because once you're aware of who you are, nothing is going to stop you from bringing positive energy in the room because you're aware of who you are. So whatever somebody else thinks, it's not going to have an impact on you. It's not going to make you worry. It's not going to make you cry because you know that's not true. And somebody else's opinion of you really doesn't matter at all, in fact. So I started going on my self-discovery journey and I was doing okay. And this one time, this is when I really realized the importance of knowing yourself because people don't know themselves. Like, they do not know themselves. I swear to God. This one time we had this assignment, like, it was not even like an assignment, it was a class activity where our professor told us to write one sentence describing ourselves, and every single adjective that we use in that sentence should begin with our initial. Okay. So I was sitting with my notebook and my pencil, and I looked around, and I saw that everybody in my class was using ChatGPT to frame the entire sentence. Because they did not know how to describe themselves. Like, I literally saw this one person asking ChatGPT to describe them with adjectives that only started with their initial. And that is when I realized just how rare it is for people to actually know their qualities and their shortcomings and the areas they lack in. So I made it a point that I need to know myself more. I don't know anything about myself. And so throughout my life, it was like a huge problem because I would always think that what other people think I am is who I am. And that's not true, because everybody else's perception, I say this in every single one of my videos, everybody else's perception of you is based off of their interactions with you. So most of the times, more often than not, people judge you and, come up with an entire theory of who you are just because they've had one or two interactions with you, and they think that that is enough to, sort of make up an image of who you are, even though it's not. Because somebody's going to see one side of you, somebody's going to look at you and is going to think that, oh, this person is so self-aware, this person is so bubbly, this person is so energetic, that's so nice, that's so sweet. Somebody else is going to look at you and is going to think that, oh, this person is rude, this person is cold, this person is quiet, this person is a bitch, whatever. I've been called a bitch a lot, so that's like one example that I'm using a lot in this video. But that's what I'm saying. Like, and these two people can be saying this about you, can be describing you in this exact same manner at the same time to different people. And that is very much possible because they've seen different sides of you. None of them are wrong, okay? They're not wrong, they're just not completely right. And that is because they've not seen other sides of you. And the only time that any of this is going to impact you is when you are living in this small little bubble and you have this idea that, oh, this is who I am, and if somebody else thinks that I'm not this, that is going to make me feel bad because I don't even know that I lack in different places. So later, when I went on my self-discovery journey, when I started this journey, I realized that I do lack in a lot of places. I am not, in fact, the best person in the room. I'm not like the best. I'm not always good to people. I'm not always kind to people. I try to be, definitely I try to be kind to people, but I'm not always kind, and that's okay. Sometimes I'm not in the mood. Sometimes the person I'm interacting with is not somebody that vibrates at the same energy as me, so I don't find it important to entertain them. And that's completely alright. That is your decision to make. But you also need to realize that it is also their decision to make when they describe you to somebody else, okay? Anybody can easily just say that, oh, I don't know this person enough, so I don't have much to say about them. They can easily say that and just stop right there. But most people don't. They don't. They go ahead and they describe you as what you're not. They describe you as a version of you that is not complete. And you just have to live with it. So the next time you hear somebody come up to you and say stuff like, you're actually insufferable and I don't like talking to you and you're annoying or whatever, I want you to stay quiet. Like, try to stay quiet. Don't get offended, okay? I know it's hard. The first time's always going to be really hard, but I just want you to try not getting offended. And I want you to take a look. Like, I want you to introspect, and I want you to try to understand what about you might have made this person think that. it is important for you to introspect, because there actually might be an incident where you made this person think that you're annoying, okay, or that you are, I don't know, just insufferable to talk to, or that you're just easily agitated. And there might have been some incident. It might have been like you're just not in the mood, and that is why you were rude or you were like inconsiderate of somebody else. But that does not hide the fact that that incident happened. So when you know that you can have bad days, okay? When you know that you can be rude to people, you can, sometimes say things that you don't really mean. It's completely alright. You're a human. You're a human being. It's fine for you to make mistakes. It's okay for you to feel bad on days when you don't really want to show up, but you're expected to show up anyway. Like, the world is not considerate of the fact that you don't feel like showing up today. They want you to show up, so you just have to. Okay? And I think the most important thing is to just realize that you know yourself the best. Okay? And that still might be true even if you've not started your journey of self-discovery, you've not started your journey of growth. It still might be true that you know yourself the most. It is true, in fact. But getting to the part when we discuss the good things, what happens when you know who you are? You're gonna laugh. Literally, everything is funny for as long as it's not true. Trust me. If you know that you're impatient, if you know that you are moody, if you know that you sometimes get really agitated, really irritated, okay, if you know that, when a person comes up to you and says it, when you're aware of all of these qualities of yourself, you're gonna feel a lot less bad about it, okay, because you know this, okay. And when somebody comes up to you and says, oh, you lack in the area of communication, you don't communicate well, or you don't comprehend what I'm trying to tell you, any of that, right? You're going to be okay with them saying that because you know that's a bad quality in you, okay? And obviously, the entire task is not just to know where you lack and just sit with it. The real deal is the fact that, okay, so knowing who you are, knowing where you lack, knowing your bad qualities solves like 50% of the problem. And the other 50% is you actually having to show up, actually having to actively fight against the bad qualities that you've had. It's trying to improve who you are, because the first half is knowing where you lack, right? And the second half is working on it, and it's to improve that part of you. And it's going to take a lot of time. It's going to take a lot of effort. It's going to take a lot of showing up on days when you really don't want to, just because it matters. But trust me, by the time you're done with all of this, you're going to be so glad that you went on this journey to begin with, because it's an important one. It is really that important for you to show up, because you're doing it for yourself. You're doing it so that the next time you walk into a room and you have this abundance of energy and this crazy amount of, positive energy to bring to the room. You know that if somebody else finds your energy threatening, finds your energy annoying, finds your energy scary, that's on them. Because you don't have any bad intentions when you're walking into the room. You're coming in with a pure heart. You're coming in with all of this positivity. You're coming in with all of this good energy that you want to spread around to other people. And you will find your people in that room, by the way. There's a lot of people who are aware that they lack in a lot of places, and they are actively looking for newer people to surround themselves with. That is me. That is me. I don't stick around with people who are insecure. I don't stick around with people who hate on other people every 5 seconds. I don't stick around with people who constantly show me that they're friends with me and they're actually not. Okay, this is like so important for you to note down, because the worst kind of people in your life are not the people who are loud about the fact that they don't like you. Sure, like, because if somebody's loud about the fact that they don't like me, that's on them. They can do whatever they want to. They can talk bad about me. They have the liberty to do that. Okay, but they don't get any power because I don't let that impact me. I don't let that have an impact on me. And the worst part is actually when somebody that you think of as a friend of you, somebody that you think is trustworthy, somebody that you would genuinely open up to, goes ahead to be a bitch. Like not like this person goes ahead to backstab you. Okay, that is the worst kind of person. Okay, those are the kind of people you do not interact with, because these people, they're insecure, they hate themselves, and they don't know how to work on it, so they start to project. They start to point out things about other people that are not even negative, but they just want other people to feel bad about themselves, so they do anything in their power to make this person feel bad. And that is when you come in, because you know who you are, and this person is pointing out things about you that they don't like. They're doing it just to get on your nerves. Okay? And you know who you are, and this person is doing this, and you look at them and you laugh, because you know why they're doing it. It's because they don't like themselves. It's because they're insecure. It's because they think they lack, and because they don't know how to sit with the discomfort of the fact that they lack in a lot of different areas. Instead of working on it, instead of doing the hard thing, they find an easy way out, which is to try and belittle everybody else. That is why, people say that, oh, this person's trying to pull me down to their level. This person is just dragging you through dirt. This person is trying to pull you down. Because insecure people always pull you down. Okay? You will never see somebody who is, kind, somebody who is genuinely nice, somebody who's at peace with who they are. You will never see this person looking at somebody else and being like, oh, this person looks bad. This person does this and that's bad. You will never see that, because this person is too focused on who they are and who they're becoming and who they want to be, to even notice what other people are doing, to even see that other people are lacking in different areas of their life, because it's none of their concern. And that is what matters. Be so invested in growing and in knowing who you are that you genuinely cannot give a fuck about what other people are saying about you, and you generally just cannot give a fuck about what they're doing with their lives. Okay, be so invested in yourself that all you can see is who you were, who you are, and who you're going to become. That is power, and that is the power that knowing yourself gives you. Okay, and I'll tell you why it's giving you that much power is because every time before you started knowing yourself, before you worked on who you are, you get all of these comments thrown at you. You get somebody like coming up to you and saying that, oh, you are a horrible person. This person thinks that you're too annoying, you're too rude, you're too cold. And you know that's not true, so it's not going to impact you. But before you went on this journey, it's going to make you think about it, and it's going to waste a lot of your time. Literally, not knowing yourself wastes so much time. I swear to God, like, because when I did not know myself, I had people coming up to me saying, like, rude things about me, talking shit about me, and I would sit with it for the entire day. Like, I would come back home and I would think about it all day. I would just be like, oh, this person thinks I'm annoying. This person thinks I'm not nice. This person thinks I'm too loud. Oh my god, this person thinks I am too energetic. This person thinks I am fake. Literally, all of that was always on my mind when I was not aware of who I was. And then I went on this journey, and then now it's like, okay, you are allowed to think that. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't matter. It shouldn't impact me, and it doesn't. Okay? It gives you a lot of power, because then you get to decide who gets to have the power to criticize you, okay? And I will always only let people that I look up to criticize me. And I'll tell you what, this is where the fun part is. The people that you look up to, when they criticize you, you can tell that it is constructive criticism, okay? Everybody else, everybody else that criticizes you and you don't look up to them, this person's trying to drag you down. This person's trying to pull you down. Trust me, I have lived through it, and sometimes I'm still living through it. Like, sometimes I'm literally still living through it, and now I just laugh because now it's just funny that somebody else thinks they have the power to come up to me and to say things about me that they find annoying. Like, I did not ask for you to come up to me and give me advice on who I am, so I would appreciate if you don't. Like, and be very clear with this. Be very clear with the fact that you don't like people coming up to you and, you know, saying stuff like, no offense, but no. The minute somebody starts a statement with no offense, this person is going to say the most offensive thing known to humankind. Trust me. And now I just laugh every time somebody comes up to me and says, no offense, but there's this thing that you do. Yeah. Now it's sort of just like, haha, you're so funny. Thank you. But before it used to be like, oh my god, but I feel bad, but I can't say anything because this person said no offense. Well, take offense. Block this person. Block them. Trust me. I worked on this for so long that now I just block people left, right, center. Because at one point, it got so obsessive. Like, the entire idea of blocking people got so addictive that I used to do it at every minor inconvenience. Like, I would just block people. Like day and night, just block like 50 people a day for absolutely no reason. And that was me isolating myself. And like, that was me isolating myself, and it was not like a good thing. And I feel like I've now tried working on it, and now I'm like on a journey where I am cutting people off that are absolutely not worth forgiving. Okay, I've tried to distinguish between it, and that is also another journey. Like, that is a whole different thing, that once you start cutting people off, it gets too addictive, and then you have to find a middle ground, and you need to set boundaries on who you cut off and all that. That is a whole different thing, and I think I might have videos of that also up there. So if you're interested in that, I'm gonna link it down in my description box, and I'm probably also gonna put it here for you to check it out. So yeah, that was it for today's video. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I really hope there's something for you to take away. And I genuinely hope you start going on this journey of self-exploration, self-discovery, and growth, and all the best for all of that. And I will see you guys soon, hopefully, with a new video. Until then, I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye!